Well, hello everyone. How goes it,
Hello.
all you yokers out there? Hello, hello.
Oh,
It
swag
is a good
glasses.
day. Yeah, I thought about it and I was like, that would be fun. And then I was like, wait, he won't know until we're
I had
on
no idea.
because you can't see my camera because I give you the OBS preview and stuff.
That's right.
It's complicated if you don't know what I'm talking about, but that's fine. I just did that for funsies. If you're listening to this audio only, I was wearing some glasses that said swag across the lenses. So that's just some fun here to start off the day. How are you doing today, Pastor Buzz?
I'm doing phenomenal today, actually. I'll get to why later, but I'm doing phenomenal
all
today.
right. Excellent. I do believe it may have something to do with a game that came out today.
Possibly.
Yes. So we've got quite a lot of topics to get through today. I'm excited for a lot of them. We've got Call of Duty Season 5 coming up, which includes some new stuff for Warzone, which we'll probably focus on because that's the majority of what we play. And then we have a lot of Halo topics. Halo Infinite multiplayer is going to be free to play. It's the main one. That's interesting. We'll talk about that. 343 working to address the graphics criticism, which I found
Which we talked about last week a little bit.
We did. So a little bit of a follow-up on that.
I criticized big time. But yes.
They've responded. To your concerns.
They heard this podcast and they said, we got to respond now.
Yep. And then we got one other Halo topic. We got Microsoft Flight Simulator becomes top-selling game on Steam in less than a day. People like flight sims, apparently. And then PlayStation 5 will support PS4 controllers, but only for playing PS4 games. We might not get through all those topics. We may not. It's okay if we don't. That's fine. We just kind of do whatever we feel like here. But that's what we got on the list today. So let's go ahead and roll that intro. Wonderful.
All right. So as always,
I
guys,
played it again. We're good. We're good.
Oh my goodness gracious, what's going on? Anyways, as always, guys, if you guys have topics that you guys want to hear about, please DM or whisper on Twitch. DMs is probably better on Discord, but DM myself or Unworthy Sarah. If you guys can find us on Discord, BozGS, in parentheses, Pastor Boz. I'll throw that out there. But also you can find Unworthy Sarah from Discord as well. Or if you can't find us at all, you can definitely DM us on Twitch.
Whisper.
And we'll whisper us. Whisper us on Twitch. And we will definitely get back to you guys. And hey, well, you never know. We might talk about it. There's some things that people will send to us and we're like, we don't know really a lot about that. But at the same time, we want to give you guys content that you guys like. So definitely let us know what you guys want to hear about in future podcasts.
Indeed. All right. So first topic we got is the COD Season 5 coming. There's quite a lot of stuff here. Would you like to give us a rundown on everything they kind of showcased?
Sure. So just a few days ago, they showed up with a new trailer. About 2 weeks ago, maybe a week ago, they came out with a teaser trailer of Season 5. And essentially, it just showed somebody in the cockpit of a train. And then it showed a helicopter fly by and it showed a date. Presumably, it's going to come out tomorrow, Season 5. But there are going to be trains. Yes. And we are thinking it's going to be like the Apex trains. So it's just essentially going to go around the map. There might be loot on the trains. It's going to, bring you to different sections of the map. It's going to go around the entire map. So that'll be super interesting. But there's a lot more than just the trains coming, even though that's the big thing. One of the bigger, I honestly think this is a little bit bigger. They are opening up Stadium.
Yeah,
and here's the reason why. Here's the reason why I think it's bigger. We have dropped at Stadium so many times. And for some reason...
we usually don't drop at Stadium. We just end up there.
Right. We always end up there. Yeah. But we have dropped there before. But there's no reason to drop there. There's not a lot of loot. There's not a lot going on there. It's not a lot of fighting. And you're essentially out in the open. But now Stadium, they are opening up the entire roof. Probably going to open up somewhere on the outside as well so you can get in from the outside. But I saw ATVs inside, like driving around. So this is a big area, and that's going to be super interesting for people like in the stands. It's going to be an interesting sniper point as well, to be completely honest. So that's really cool. I thought that was one of the best parts about it. There's going to be zip lines as well. So, I don't know what buildings are going to have it, but it showed zip lines of people ziplining up to the top of stadium as well. And obviously, there's always going to be new skins. But season 5 doesn't just end there. Also, the multiplayer is going to have a little bit different. It looked like there was something like capture the flag going on, but I think a really interesting thing, everybody knew it was going to come back at some point in time. Terminal.
Was it actually Terminal? Was that
It
confirmed?
looked a lot like
It
Terminal.
looked a little bit like it.
It looked a lot like
I don't
it, in
know if
my
that's
personal opinion.
confirmed.
It's not confirmed, but and then finally the last thing, you have trains, you have stadium open up, you have all these different things in Warzone. I forgot to mention this. Tanks.
In Warzone?
Yeah.
I thought it was in Ground War.
If it is, then they have a Ground War that has Hangar from Warzone, which would be a new map. Because
I think they did show that.
Okay, because the trailer showed tanks, but it was right next to Hangar in Warzone.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then they need either.
I think it's a map.
Is there a map? Really? That's next to Hangar? It looked exactly like the Hangar from Warzone. I was watching a couple of streams the other day, and they were talking about how they think they really felt like it was the Hangar from Warzone. Who knows? But I don't know if I really want tanks in Warzone.
I wouldn't want. I don't think I would want tanks in Warzone. I do wonder though, because the trains in Warzone, they have tanks on them that are covered up with like a tarp. So I do wonder. I do wonder if that's like a little foreshadow that tanks will eventually come to Warzone. Hopefully,
I forgot about that.
Hopefully not, because I don't really want tanks in Warzone, but I do want trains, and I'm glad we have trains. I'm also really excited about the zip lines on the exterior of buildings. I would imagine they're not going to put them on like every building, just like a few here and there, maybe just the tall ones.
I think it's going to be the biggest ones probably.
Yeah, but I think that'll be really, really good to just kind of give people the opportunity to either get into a different position more quickly or to challenge those positions better as well. Especially if somebody's on like a different building, if you want to go up onto the other one and kind of shoot down on them, that could be interesting. So just more ways to move around is always good. Always good.
Yep. So I'm excited about it, to be completely honest. I think this is going to be a lot for me. Not that it got stale. I just haven't been playing a lot of Call of Duty lately. And I think that this will definitely bring me back into it for a little while. So
yeah, I think they're definitely doing the right things as far as keeping things fresh. This is probably their biggest update so far with trains and zip lines and stuff like that. So I hope to see more significant updates like this in the future. Obviously, I don't think every update should be like that. You know, most of the updates should just be like small things, changing up the guns a little bit, things like that. But I do hope they continue to kind of evolve the game in these kind of ways in the future, because we've seen that worked really well for Fortnite. So
yeah.
And I like Warzone a lot better than Fortnite, if you didn't.
Yeah.
No judgment if you like Fortnite. That's fine.
I have a little bit of judgment.
You enjoy. Alrighty. Well, moving along from that, Halo Infinite multiplayer will be free to play. Boz, I'm interested to see what your perspective is on this. What do you think?
It's interesting. All right. Let me put it in perspective. Like, I think it's a good move by Microsoft, to be completely honest, because you are going to snag so many people that have never played Halo before because they never wanted to put down the $60 on a brand new game. They didn't want to put down all the money for the Master Chief collection. I think that this is going to bring a lot of people who are PC gamers, and obviously Halo just recently moved fully to PC with Master Chief Collection essentially, and still continuing to come out with that. And this is going to be on PC, but I think they're going to pull and draw a lot of PC people who have never really cared for the Halo game. Look at Warzone. Warzone, came out 6 months after, and I think that was the right move, to be completely. Or no, it wasn't 6 months. How long after?
It was at launch.
Was it at launch? It came out for free. I thought it was a couple weeks after.
Maybe,
I can't remember.
Maybe it was a couple weeks, but it wasn't very long. If it was,
it wasn't super long. But regardless, Call of Duty did that right with Warzone, and Warzone is a massive success. So this this is it. Obviously, it's not. Who knows? Maybe they will come out with a BR. That would be.
There was rumors
I,
about that a couple years ago. There were
I
rumors.
I remember those rumors. I'm hoping not, to be completely
I
honest.
mean,
I'm
I'd
not a
be
big
down to
Halo
try it.
fan in the first place. Right. But at the same time, it's just too many games to play. But anyways,
True.
getting away from that, I think it's a good move. I think Microsoft's gonna make bank off this, to be completely honest. I think people are gonna draw themselves in with this game. They're gonna say, wow, I really do like this game. Maybe I should try out this. And it will bring people into the Master Chief Collection. They'll may be making a lot of money by doing this, giving it out for free. So
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a good move. I think there's probably a couple reasons why they chose to do this. First, that this is just kind of where the industry is going. I mean, you've seen it with Fortnite and Warzone. All of those have been very successful. The industry's oddly just kind of shifting more and more towards free to play, especially for multiplayer titles. Obviously, we don't know if Halo Infinite is going to have a battle royale mode, but it's at least the multiplayer is going to be free to play. So I think that works. I think another reason why they did this is because they've kind of realized that the gaming world has kind of moved on from Halo. Unfortunately, that does make me sad. But it's just, for whatever reason, it's not as popular as it used to be. I think it's because it's a little more slower paced and things like that. The gameplay just doesn't appeal to as many gamers nowadays, where most people want like fast paced games with all these crazy things, and Halo's just kind of, it's slower. There's not as many like crazy things, like the sci-fi coolness that it used to have has been like completely blown away by like Destiny and all other sorts of crazy games. So like it doesn't have like that wow factor anymore. So I think they kind of realized like Halo is not as successful as it used to be. It needs something to just get it in the people's hands. So I think free to play is definitely the way to do that. It's interesting because you would think they wouldn't want to do that in a way, because obviously Halo has the campaign component as well. So they're kind of separating the two, which could be interesting. I'll be interested to see how that pans out. But at the very least, at least now I can try the multiplayer without having to get the campaign. And then if I hear that the campaign is worth getting, I can get the campaign too. So that's fun.
Yeah, and I know for me, if like I said, I've never been a big Halo person, but if it's free, why not?
Why
Right?
not?
There's you can't afford not to play it. Like there's no reason, unless you don't have enough room on your hard drive because you've been playing Warzone.
Maybe it'll end up being like 300 gigs. Who knows? Although I heard, Fife told me, shout out to Fife. I heard that, in backtracking a little bit, of course, but we'll get back to Halo in a moment. I heard that they're actually coming out in the Season 5 update. They are basically doing one more large download to then make it to where the game is not so big anymore. So they're compressing it and shrinking the file sizes. So
here's my question. Every time you have an update, are you gonna have to download the stupid shaders?
I mean, probably.
It actually doesn't make sense to me. I've never seen a game. I've never seen a game
Elite
where the
Dangerous
update is completed.
And probably a few others.
I've never played Elite Dangerous, so I have never personally seen a game that does this.
It's interesting because I'm familiar with the concept, because Dolphin Emulator actually came out with like something that's basically the same, where they will pre-render a lot of the shaders and graphical effects ahead of time, just because that's easier to do as far as emulation goes. So I would assume it's something along that same thought process. Process. My words. Process for newer games as well. It's just easier to run the game when you pre-render a lot of those things ahead of time. So yeah,
makes sense.
Mm-hmm. But going back to Halo, really excited where free to play takes it. And on another note, 343 Industries is working to address Halo Infinite graphics criticism.
Now, we talked about this last week.
You smiled.
Okay, so we talked about this last week. I looked a little. I did hear about this earlier in the week from a different site than what we're citing here, but at the same time, holds to be true that everybody did not everybody, I shouldn't say that. A lot of people, the majority of people were very upset with the graphics. Now, 343 did come out and they did respond. And one of the things that they said was exactly what Unworthy Seraph said last week. One of the things.
Would you like
And
me to
they
read it?
talked
I have
about,
it pulled up.
yeah, go ahead and read it. So
So it says this is from a Halo Waypoint article, an official update about Halo Infinite from Microsoft, and they said with Halo Infinite, we're returning to a more classic art style, which was a key message going back to the very first reveal that gathered enthusiastic and positive responses. This translates to a more vibrant palette, cleaner models, and objects with less noise, though it doesn't mean less detail. While we appreciate this may not be everyone's personal preference, we stand by this decision and are happy to see it resonating with so many fans around the world. I'm not sure where that last part came from because I wouldn't say
I
wouldn't say that it was resonating.
It resonated with Unworthy Seraph.
You did. You did.
That was the bad.
They appreciate it resonating with me at the very least.
So I give you a lot of credit because you just threw that one out there, not even a thought in my mind, and they came out and they said exactly that was exactly where they were doing. However, they did state in the article, I don't think it's in this one. However, in the article that I read, there were graphic issues that they wanted to fix because, like I said, I put it in different terms. I said that one of the trees looked like cardboard, essentially. They said it looked like plastic. So regardless, one or the other, it was a bad, like the landscape. We talked about the grass a little bit. I think the grass thing, it was, who knows when this video was made. It could have been made 3 months ago. It could have been made, 4 months ago. So once again, it's just a video it's a trailer. It's not the gameplay footage that you're going to get in the final product. But they did say that they're going to work on a lot of those things to make sure that we don't see any plastic trees, hopefully, because that would be sad.
Yeah. I do really like the way they handled this kind of response to the backlash about the graphics, because they admitted where they can improve. Like they didn't just stick to it's supposed to look like this. They admitted to where they could improve. They mentioned some specific things. But then they were also at the same time like, this is what we're going for, and if you don't like that, that's okay.
Right. Yep. I think that's okay for them to do. I never liked it when if they had just went in, they said this is exactly what it was supposed to look like. This is what we were going for. I would have been a little bit skeptical because it is a brand new system, and you should be pulling out a lot of the more, in my opinion, you should be pulling out more stops when you're coming out. Not only is this a launch game, right?
Yes.
So not only with it being a launch game, but with it being literally Xbox's biggest title, even though Halo's kind of died, it's still their biggest title. It's still their biggest title. Let's be completely honest. It's going to make the most sales during the launch. So I just feel like I'm happy that they actually said that there was some things that they could change. So
here's my question for you.
A little less. Yeah.
Does this change your overall perspective on the way the game looks? Like, now that you've seen them come out and say, yes, we intend for it to look cleaner and less noisy, do you feel like you can see that now, or you can see that vision now that they've said that is indeed the vision?
No, but here's the reason why. I never played the first couple of Halo games.
Okay.
So if I did, I could probably see what they're going for. But because I never played those games, I could care less. I just want graphics. So I'll be completely honest.
So you don't really care for that stylized approach?
No, I mean, I do like when games do different art styles. I do enjoy that, but I feel like this is more of a classic.
This wouldn't be a game style you did that for.
I'm not saying that. If I had played the first couple of Halos, maybe, but because I didn't, I could care less that it's going back to a classic art style. Okay. I guess you could say. So if that makes sense.
So
I'm not saying it's a bad decision.
Sure.
I'm just saying for me specifically, it doesn't make a big difference one way or the other. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right.
What we got another Halo thing.
Got
a lot of Halo news this week. They drop Halo and all the articles start coming out. We knew that was going to happen. But classic Halo games are going to be getting, and now this is interesting. I think this is super interesting.
I think this is interesting too.
They're going to be getting crossplay and server browser in 2020. So, Seraph, why do you think this is? I think this is super interesting, to be completely honest.
I mean, to be honest, I think it's too little too late. Like, unfortunately, as much as I'm excited for these features, don't get me wrong, as much as I'm excited for these features, I think it's kind of too little too late. Like, Master Chief Collection has already run its course on Xbox. It's already run its course on PC, and all the games aren't even out yet.
That's the sad thing. It's it ran its course on PC after the first one came out. The first one came out and it did really well for like a day. And then after that, I don't even think Halo 2 or Halo 1 was at the top of the list on Twitch or anything really at the time. Maybe Halo 1 was.
I don't think
for like
so.
a day. I don't think so either. Somebody told me it was, but I have my own opinion on that. I don't think it, because I don't remember seeing much of Halo. But it, like you said, why now?
I don't know. Like I'm happy. I'm glad they're getting these features. Is there benefits
to this?
I hope that the server browser means custom games like take off. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Just having all sorts of fun custom games would be awesome. And then not only that, but like being able to search for like Halo 3 custom games and Halo Reach custom games like together. Like that would be super cool, because Halo 3 had a ton of good custom games. Halo Reach has a bunch of good custom games. So I think the features are great.
So is this only Master Chief Collection? Essentially, I believe they're saying classic Halo games. Okay,
I believe so.
Okay, that would make a lot more sense. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess for those people that have an Xbox One, they have the Master Chief Collection. They don't have the money for a PC, but they have friends on PC. It works. But like Sarah said, they both kind of ran its course, right? Mm-hmm. Master Chief Collection, and when it first came out, it was a whole issue of problems that when it first came out. I remember there's server issues and all sorts of things. They got that all figured out eventually. It took a little while, but they did get it figured out. But at this point in time, we don't see a whole lot of Halo, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately because I was on PlayStation when people were playing Halo. I didn't see the big hype about it. I played it with my friends once, and I was like, it was okay. But I didn't really get into that. And so I say unfortunately because when I played with you guys, Seraph, I had a good time.
I'm glad you did.
But that was about it. Like it wasn't like it wasn't like a memorable moment for me. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, going cross-play at this point in time, it might benefit a few people, but I don't see putting your time and resources into making this a thing.
It's just a strange decision.
It really is. So I don't know. Like, I try to be efficient with what I do, and I feel like this was not efficient, use of your resources of what you have. So
yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just something where like the team had already like committed to these features, and so they're just gonna follow through with them, even if they're not really gonna do much. I'm sure the people that are still playing these games appreciate the features. I know I come back to Halo every now and then. I love it. There's just so many other things to play. So, but if there wasn't, I would play Halo and I would love it. But
right. So, Halo got a lot. We'll see what happens with Infinite. I'm like I said before, I'm excited for it. So, that's my other question. Is that going to be crossplay?
That is a good question. I don't think they've like announced that it will be, but I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Yeah, I feel like with Call of Duty being crossplay on all platforms, obviously, it's not just, one side, but Halo being Microsoft, you got PC, you have Xbox, it's got to be crossplay. Yeah. It would be a big miss if it wasn't cross-platform.
For sure.
Because this finally going cross-platform with all these games and then not having it, that would be huge. To be completely honest. So.
I think it will be. They probably haven't really just pushed that as far as like letting people know that it's crossplay much, because people just kind of expect it now from new games.
Right. Okay.
But it probably will.
That makes sense. So we had a lot of Halo information, and we still have one more piece of Microsoft news for you guys. Microsoft Flight Simulator. I don't know if you guys have ever played a flight simulator. I played the old ones back when I was in 8th grade, could never land the stupid plane because the thing would always explode. When I was in my computer applications class, my teacher would be like, just follow the manual. Yeah, just follow the flight manual. I'm in 8th grade. Anyways, Microsoft Flight Simulator becomes the top-selling game on Steam in less than a day. That's a lot of copies.
I need to see how much this game costs. That's what I need to see right now.
I feel like there's got to be packs. Like you can buy like the New York City pack. Like that's what I feel.
That would be
like
lame.
it's not just. It's not. It would be. So
this game
I feel like that
is $60.
Okay, so for $60, and it became the top sell. There are games on Steam for $6 that
it's
are
not even
decent
out
games.
yet. It comes out on the 18th.
How is this? Hold on. I did look at this article. It did say so. It must be pre-orders.
Yeah, it has to be.
After it was confirmed,
Steam,
Microsoft Flight.
Yeah.
Oof.
Steam doesn't differentiate between like pre-orders and like games that are already released. It's just sales on their platform. So
right. So after it was confirmed, Microsoft Flight Simulator would be coming to Steam. The simulation game has jumped straight to the top, or to the. It meant top, to the of. This whole sentence is messed up in this article, but to the top of the Steam's top sellers list. So they, yeah, I mean, honestly, Flight Simulator seems like a lot of fun. When I was in 8th grade, like I said, I used to play it. I used to turn my plane sideways. I would go like in between the buildings and pretend I was in the Death Star and actually sing the Star Wars music to myself. You guys think you're nerds? Listen. But anyways, so I used to do that. Like it was fun to do stuff like that. But now like being able like the graphics that we have now and all, I think it would be super fun to be able to I don't have a joystick though. I feel like you need a joystick. You have a joystick?
I actually have a spare one. Because
do you have $60?
No. I would not pay $60 for this. But if I did,
I would not either.
I have a joystick. Yeah, I have a a joystick and throttle combo, and then I have just like a singular joystick.
Okay. So, are you surprised that Microsoft Flight Simulator rose to the top this quick?
Especially with it being $60.
Yes, that's my biggest thing. If it was $20, $30,
sure, I can see a bunch of people jumping on this.
Now, on the other hand, we'll be talking about this very slightly a little bit later. It does say the two are in active contention for chart dominance, and the two that they're talking about is Microsoft Flight Simulator and Fall Guys. Fall Guys came out today, and so both were, when this article was written, they were hosting betas, and both of them were just they selling like crazy apparently, and they're both trying to top this list, and apparently Microsoft's Flight Simulator came out on top.
That's surprising because Fall Guys is $20.
Yes, or 30 if you want the. There's a $30. I didn't even know this until 5 minutes before the stream started. Somebody told me, he was like, "Oh yeah, there's a $30 version of the game." I was like, "Why?" He goes, "I got a pirate costume." I'm like, all right, cool. I didn't need the pirate costume, but at the same time, that's pretty cool. But yeah. So Fall Guys. Oh no, sorry, Fall Guys got in 3rd place.
Yeah, what was second?
So got in 2nd. Shrunken. Oh, Grounded, which I never heard of. Yeah. I did see it on the Twitch. I did see it on Twitch today. I saw it up in the top categories. I didn't look at it. I don't know what it's about.
I heard people talking about it. That's about it.
Yeah. So I don't know what Grounded is. Does anybody in the chat know what Grounded is?
Anyone at all?
I have not read up anything on Grounded as of this point. But yeah. So Microsoft Flight Simulator going to the top of the charts on Steam, and then Grounded, and then finally Fall Guys coming up in 3rd place for when they were all in betas, essentially. Which, let's be completely honest, it's not bad for a beta.
Yeah. I do wonder if the hype behind Flight Simulator is just like a bunch of not like old people, but older people like 30s, 40s, who like played flight sim growing up, and now they're like, oh, I want to play the new flight sim. Yeah. So
those are the people that have the money, right?
It's true.
You don't have the younger kids. They're not looking.
Yeah, there's no.
I wouldn't think they'd be.
There's probably 0.01% of like teens and young adults getting flight sim, but I would get it if I had more money. But
it's a flight simulator, right? So is it essentially like these are the actual instructions on how you would actually fly a plane?
So I don't know how much tutorial there is. I remember when I played it. I don't remember which one I played, but I played a flight simulator. Didn't really tell you how to do it. It just loaded you up, and you just kind of had to know what you were doing. So
when I was in 8th grade, we had a binder. I remember somebody. I think the teacher must have made a binder of all the instructions.
That's amazing.
And you had to read through the whole entire thing as you were playing. I didn't read through it. I tried to do the landing every time my plane would explode, and it was sad, but it was fun. It was fun. The graphics were garbage. Like we were on stinking. How long ago was 8th grade? Let's see, 2000
for you.
Oh goodness gracious, 2000. Hold on.
He has to think back pretty far, guys. Give him a second.
2000.
2000.
2002.
I was 5.
2001, 2002.
I was 5.
So almost 20 years ago, 19 years ago. Computers, they didn't look good. I'll give you that much. They did not look good at all. Computers were not in everybody's home at this point in time. But yes, so
but it's back. I am old. It's back.
It is back. Microsoft Flight Simulator making a comeback at this point in time. I don't know how the graphics are. It
looked pretty good. I was looking at the screenshots. Really? It looks nice.
I'd be interested to watch this on Twitch.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
I want to watch. I want to watch an actual pilot play this game.
I want to watch an actual pilot, and then I want to watch Pastor Susie play this on Twitch. That's what I want to watch. I want to watch Pastor Susie. Somebody Discord message Pastor Susie and say Pastor Boz wants to watch.
No, don't Discord message him. Just spam him in his chat.
Truth. But yes, I want to see him play Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think that would be hilarious, to be completely honest. But like you said, a real pilot, it's okay too. But they're not usually on Twitch. They're actually usually doing their jobs flying planes, actual planes.
Probably. Maybe a retired pilot.
Graphics are better on computers nowadays, though. So
that's true. I mean,
then
they probably use